Hi, good morning everybody. Thanks for having us today. It's a lovely crowd. Very good. So today I'm here with Sandro Desiree and Bang Bang Putra of Link for Success. They're Brush's strategic partners. My name's Reid Paul. I'm the Group Business Development Director for Brush Group worldwide. So you should all know today, this is the first time we've done a presentation together. So we seek forgiveness, but hopefully it will be enjoyable, and feel free to ask any questions. Maybe wait till the end, or if we get a bit more interactive on the technical side. But first of all, I'll just give you a bit of background of Brush Group. Okay, so British manufacturer through and through. We started off in business in, I think it was 1876. And then through the ages, we've progressed with partnerships throughout the world. We've had acquisitions with GE. We've recently, I think it was last year, we had the generation part of the business, which we sold on. It was a very successful business. We sold that on to Baker Hughes. And now we have a company that is electrification, electrical solutions, and innovator. So we're currently in a growth through acquisition, and we're reviving the international market with key partnerships with the likes of Link for Success, who are helping us to connect with the wonderful PT Guna, and the South Asia, APAC region is definitely a big focus for us. And we're anticipating an opening up to new and fresh partnerships around the world. Okay, so this is where the practice of the slides falls apart. This is the UK, the global coverage. You can see we're traditional manufacturers based in the UK, but you can see these key locations throughout the world. Even in North America, LATAM, and Canada, we have a presence there through our partnership network. And going back to the UK, our two main sites. We have the site in Loughborough, which is the transformer original site, which is called the Falcon Works. And then we have our switchgear site, which is in South Wales. It's called Horton Park. We refer to it as Blackwood, but a very modern factory. We have, I think in the switchgear factory, we have something like 250 employees there, which supports the whole service, sales function, and the manufacturing function. Okay, so a bit more about Brush then. So traditionally a manufacturer of switchgear, transformers, and generators. We sold the generator business, so now we focus on design, construct and commission, and then service for the electrification infrastructure. So, how's the landscape then? So these next three slides are built from this model. So I'll tell a story about a particular project that we're working on, which is a blended renewable energy project. So it consists of rooftop solar, EV charging, battery energy storage, power substation, all brought together through a microgrid or a smart grid, which touches on every aspect of the energy landscape. So we have generation, we have network and distribution, and in particular on this point here, some of our partnerships, again, with local IDNOs and DNOs within the UK. We can actually bring these to the party because we're authorization engineers and we're designing as well, authorization designers. We can ask and get involved the IDNOs so that they actually adopt the asset in the end. So I'm not saying it's a free of issue solution, but it's certainly a more appealing one. And then ultimately, that feeds through into the end user environment. So again, the EV charging infrastructure, rail traction, and all of our not only our solutions that we're bringing, but also our core components, our core products such as switchgear, the DC, the NDC product range. So that all fits within there. I think as well, something that's coming online quite quickly is the data centers. So that critical power, the uninterrupted supply of power, we're really focusing on that type of innovation. So, here's where I hand over to the experts of switchgear. So, Bam, there you go, sir.
Thank you, Rudy. Selamat pagi Bapak-Bapak sekalian. Jadi di BRAS ini dia punya switchgear AC dan DC ya. Nah, yang kita kerjasama dengan PT Guna itu adalah yang DC switchgear. Kenapa? Karena kalau AC itu kan sudah banyak teknologinya di lokal sini ya Pak ya, ABB, Siemens, Schneider dan sebagainya. Nah kalau DC ini nggak banyak yang menyentuh ya. Saya 25 tahun di electrical field, itu baru belakangan ini masuk ke dunia DC switchgear. Kenapa? Karena niche market banget ya, hanya untuk railway, traction dan lain sebagainya. Tapi kenapa kenapa dari UK? Karena UK itu yang pertama kali mengembangkan electrical railway ya, yang traction itu. Nah ini beberapa dari services yang bisa diberikan oleh pihak BRAS ya. Nah ini customernya ada banyak, Jepang, Korea, China ya, Singapura, Malaysia, termasuk Indonesia ya. Jadi BRAS ini sudah bercokol lama sebenarnya, tapi tidak direct mereka mensuplai ke negara-negara tersebut. Jadi lewat Medensa misalkan salah satunya. Nah itu nanti G2G. Salah satu proyek yang sudah disuplai dan sedang berjalan adalah MRT Pak. MRT itu barangnya pakai barang dari BRAS, breakernya ya, walaupun yang mensuplai Medensa. Nah ini kurang lebih beberapa line yang disuplai oleh BRAS. Dari mulai ini KRL kan yang biasa ya, yang Bogor kota atau dari kota ke arah sana, Cikarang sama ke arah sana tuh ke Banten ya. Nah terus ada MRT ini yang saya sebut tadi ya. Ini yang baru dan ada yang lewat terowongan, ada yang lewat di atas, tapi menggunakan kabel ya, kabel atas, bukan menggunakan yang bawah. Yang lainnya adalah Palembang, ini yang LRT, dan juga Jakarta, termasuk LRT yang barusan dioperasikan. Nah ini Bapak-Bapak sekalian, kenapa barangnya BRAS itu bagus ya? Karena kurang lebih seperti ini ya. Dia itu bisa, floor mounted ini Pak. Jadi kalau breakernya mau dikeluarkan nggak perlu pakai lifting truck ya, sehingga lebih mudah dia dikeluarkannya, nggak perlu bawa lifting truck, sehingga jarak operasinya ini kecil, hanya 1 meter saja cukup untuk dia bisa dikeluarkan, ditarik untuk dilakukan pengetesan atau replacement atau maintenance. Jadi lebih memudahkan. Dan dia fully interchangeable ya, kalau ratingnya sama. Termasuk breaker ini memiliki troli yang dia integrated, karena ada beberapa pabrikan trolinya itu dipasangkan ya. Jadi breaker dari pabrik dia bikin troli berupa frame begitu, breakernya ditaruh di atasnya. Nah itu beberapa manufacturer melakukan kayak begitu. Tapi yang dilakukan oleh BRAS adalah dari pabrik itu sudah dalam bentuk begitu Pak. Sudah ada rodanya, sudah ada operating mekanismenya, untuk rack in rack outnya itu sudah ada semua di sini ya, di faceplate-nya ini. Jadi tidak di luar dia. Beberapa manufacturer dia menaruh di atas truk, nanti engkolnya itu dari frame-nya itu mekanismenya ada di breaker. Jadi secara mechanical integrity dan electrical integrity punyanya BRAS ini lebih keren banget dibandingkan yang lain ya. Terus kita ada 2 model Pak. Lightning model ini yang biasa, jadi dia feeder biasa saja. Tapi kita juga punya namanya safe bond atau power bond ya. Nah, di SafeBond PowerBond ini dengan breaker yang sama, ya breakernya nggak beda Pak ya. Di dalamnya sini ada disconnecting switch-nya. Jadi bisa dibuka, nanti digabungkan sama ini, di-ground-kan dan sebagainya. Jadi kayak earthing switch ya kalau di medium voltage ya. Jadi mereka punya solusi yang seperti ini, dan ini digunakan untuk selective maintenance dan sebagainya, untuk sorting dan sebagainya, dan ini sangat-sangat fleksibel ya. Dan tidak merubah dimensinya sama. 450 lebarnya, tingginya 2,15 kalau nggak salah ya. Nah ini barangnya BRAS ini dia memiliki maximum flexibility karena kabel bisa dari bawah, bisa dari atas, bisa juga dari samping Pak. Jadi kalau untuk tempat-tempat yang sempit ya, karena station kan bisa jadi di area yang sudah banyak buildingnya kan, jadi dia harus di containerize misalkan, nah itu kabelnya bisa dari belakang, bisa dari bawah, bisa dari atas. Jadi sangat-sangat fleksibel. Termasuk juga dalam hal safety, barangnya BRAS ini memiliki internal arc proof. Jadi kalau misalkan terjadi ledakan, tidak membahayakan operator yang bekerja di depan panel, karena dipastikan pintunya tidak akan lepas atau beberapa part tidak akan lepas dari tempatnya sehingga melukai operatornya, atau gasnya itu menyebar sampai ke depan. Jadi safety-nya sangat maksimum. Nah terus yang keren sekali, ini beda dengan barang-barang yang ada di pasaran Pak, beda dengan yang merek-merek lain. Mereka punya teknologi yang namanya ini dia nih, low current interruption, menggunakan di sini tidak ada namanya ya, namanya blowout coil namanya, ini dia, passive blowout coil. Jadi DC itu kan berbeda sekali Pak. Kalau AC kan dia sinusoidal kan. Nah pada saat dia mendekati current zero, disitulah dia akan dipadamkan oleh breaker. That's why di AC breaker itu ada vakum, misalkan vakum breaker atau SF6 breaker. Vakum breaker itu cuma buka begitu aja, dia menunggu sampai 0 baru dia dipadamkan oleh vakumnya atau oleh SF6-nya. Tapi kalau DC nggak bisa Pak, DC itu manteng, 4000 yang 4000 dia. Pada saat di break, nggak ada yang bisa mematikan arcingnya, kecuali dia harus dikurangi energinya dengan menggunakan apa? Arc-tube, ya kan? Jadi pada saat dia ada arcing, dia akan naik ke atas, didorong oleh magnetic force-nya, terus didinginkan oleh arc-tube, disitulah dia padam. Tapi kalau enggak, dia nggak mati-mati Pak. Pakai vakum misalkan nggak mati-mati dia, ngonek aja terus gitu ya. Nah, yang lucu lagi di DC karakteristik itu, pada saat dia membuka 25 ampere, 25 ampere itu kan bukan beban normal kan. Kalau 4000 ampere, 25 ampere kan kecil banget. Artinya pada saat breaker itu membuka no load ya, pada saat nggak ada kereta, dibuka untuk maintenance atau apa, nah dia akan ada arcingnya kecil Pak di kontaknya ini, kecil banget arcingnya ya, sehingga dia nggak bisa dipadamkan karena arcingnya nggak naik ke atas, tidak ada magnetic force yang menyebabkan dia akan habis energinya. Jadi dia nyala terus, walaupun cuma 25 ampere, no load ya. Tapi itu menyebabkan kayak efek las di kontak kan. Nah, dengan adanya passive blowout coil ini tidak menggunakan power, tidak menggunakan auxiliary power, ini dia bisa mematikan arc-nya. Dan ini tidak dimiliki oleh kompetitor kita ya. Dan ini ialah yang menyebabkan kemampuan dari breaker kita itu bisa 30 tahun lifetime-nya dibandingkan dengan yang lain ya. Walaupun ya kita mungkin no load itu jarang-jarang ya, tapi kan untuk maintenance misalkan no load kadang-kadang harus dilakukan untuk on off kan, untuk ngetes atau apa dan sebagainya. Dan itu bisa terjadi arcingnya tidak mati-mati ya. Walaupun lama-lama dia akan mati karena kehabisan energi. Tapi dengan adanya passive blowout coil ini, dia akan segera mati karena dia akan didefleksi ininya, arcingnya melalui blowout coil tersebut. Nah ini kurang lebih keuntungannya Pak kalau menggunakan DC BRAS breaker. Dia 50 tahun ya design dan manufacturing experience ya, jadi sudah 50 tahun BRAS ini berpengalaman dalam hal memanufacture DC breaker dan DC panel ya. Dan lifetime-nya itu bisa sampai 30 tahun. Terus dia proven teknologi, ya, teknologinya sudah terbukti dengan menggunakan single coil actuator ini, dan sudah ada 10.000 di lapangan ya Pak ya, sudah dioperasikan ada 10.000, dan secara operation itu sudah 1 juta kali operation ya totalnya gitu ya, dan so far kita nggak melihat adanya sesuatu yang systemic failure dari breaker tersebut. Nah ini yang tadi saya mention tentang patented arc transfer coil yang menggunakan passive blowout coil ini, full low interruption current ya. Ini akan memperpanjang main contact lifetime-nya sehingga tidak efek loss-nya itu diminimalisir ya. Jadi mulus terus kontaknya. Mechanical operation-nya 50.000 Pak. Kalau ACB atau VCB paling cuman 10.000 ya Pak Irfan ya. Kalau ICB, VCB ya, ini bisa 50.000 Pak. Jadi secara mechanical dia mampu sampai 50.000 kali on off ya. Karena apa? Kita menggunakan magnetic actuator ya. Sehingga dia high speed dan secara mekanis dia tidak memerlukan maintenance atau apa namanya replacement dan sebagainya sampai 50.000 kali operation. Dan footprintnya paling kecil Pak. Cuman 450 lebarnya, tingginya 2,14. Nah kalau merek lain ya, ini paling kecil di dunia kalau saya bilang ya, dibandingkan dengan merek yang lain. Merek yang lain itu 500 rata-rata. Jadi ngirit setengah meter Pak ya, 50 cm dikali sekian banyak panel, itu udah lumayan tuh dalam hal penggunaan space ya, apalagi di tempat-tempat yang sempit ya, kontainer misalkan, atau di daerah-daerah stationnya, di mana stationnya itu ruangannya sudah sangat terbatas, sehingga sangat slim sekali, sangat mengirit tempat. Kurang lebih seperti itu Bapak Ibu sekalian. Indonesia ini sebenarnya mengawali kereta api listrik itu dari zaman Belanda Pak. Paling pertama di Asia Tenggara, ya kan? Sampai ada KRL Bogor kota, habis itu ke kanan ke Tangerang, ke Bekasi. Terus sekarang ada MRT, ada LRT yang di Velodrome Kelapa Gading, terus ada LRT yang Greater Jakarta yang barusan dioperasikan, terus ada masalah dengan kecepatannya harus cuma 20 km per jam gara-gara terlalu bengkok ininya kan, jembatannya dan sebagainya. Tapi walaupun kita mengawali, Malaysia, Singapura itu sudah demikian majunya dalam hal LRT, MRT. Kalau Bapak ke Singapura itu mudah sekali, nggak perlu pakai Grab atau apa, naik MRT, LRT udah nyampe tujuannya Pak. Tinggal jalan aja, tinggal ngelihat petanya. Ada red line, green line, orange line, ada yang lingkarannya itu. Apalagi misalkan ke Malaysia, itu ada KL Sentral misalkan, atau Putrajaya Sentral. Itu enak banget Pak. Dari airport masuk ke KL Sentral, dari KL Sentral masuk ke Twin Tower itu udah nggak pakai taksi, nggak pakai apa, lebih enak gitu. Jadi kita kalah jauh dalam hal ini. Artinya apa? Di Indonesia opportunity untuk railway itu masih sangat banyak ya. Katanya di Bali mau dibikin LRT. Jakarta ini kalau menurut saya perlu Halim Sentral misalkan, di sana itu high speed masuk ya kan, ada LRT masuk, ada yang mana lagi masuk, dari Bogor masuk. Jadi orang masuk ke Halim Sentral bisa kemana-mana, bisa ke airport, bisa ke Tanjung Priok, bisa ke Bogor langsung, ke Tangerang dan sebagainya. Kita masih belum terintegrasi, MRT sendiri, KRL sendiri, LRT yang Greater Jakarta sendiri ya, masih belum ada integrated station yang orang bisa interchange di situ. Mau ke Bandung ada high speed, turun pakai MRT, pakai LRT sampai ke Bogor misalnya. Itu masih belum kita. Jadi opportunity-nya masih tinggi sekali di Jakarta sama di kota-kota lain ya, termasuk KRL kayak Jogja, Solo sudah ada. Dari airport ke Jogja kota juga sudah ada, dan itu akan diikuti oleh kota-kota yang lain, Surabaya, Medan, dan seterusnya ya. Jadi opportunity-nya masih banyak banget kalau untuk LRT, MRT di Indonesia. Berikutnya Pak Sandro yang akan membawakan.
Thank you. I'm very sorry that now we have to switch back into English, and English by an Italian, so please bear with me. So thank you very much for organizing these events. This is the first time as Brush that we attend to it. So as Ride and Bambang were talking, we need also to let you know what we are doing. So we are, as you understand, very much focused on the biggest opportunity that is transportation and DC switchgear and whatever is related to it. But I would like to give you also an insight about what Brush is doing beside the DC switchgear and DC component. So we are also in the transformer market since long time, and we manufacture great transformer with different kind of tap changer technology, and we have this actually with many customers around the world. The range of the transformer that we have is between 6.6 to 145 kV up to 160 MVA. And actually, we are very proud of our range and the installation we have. Actually, we have several customers in Europe and around the world, not many at the moment in Asia. We do not believe that this is going to be actually a product that we need to push as individual product to be sold in the market, but on the context of what you're doing means providing solution, willing to provide solution for the electrification of the Asia market. This could be part of it, and the knowledge we have into this could be part of solution providing. So it's not just the product itself. What we would like to grow with local partners is the ability to provide services and support, because of a substation in a railways network is not just made out of DC switchgear, but also rectifier transformer, and I think that we need to make sure that we are able to provide solutions that include also the ability to serve them. So moving to the customers, you see that we have several customers in Europe, but we have also customers in Middle East. We have big companies like Veolia, that is a worldwide company operating from Australia into the Americas, that is one of our customers. They implemented a lot of our transformers around the world, as well as ExxonMobil. ExxonMobil, as you know, they are quite used to make use of specific standards for the implementation of their plan, and actually using Brush transformer in several applications around the world, that is oil and gas refineries, downstream and upstream. As I said before, we are moving from being very much focusing on the DC switchgear, where we have a footprint, where we have, as Bambang was mentioning, we have a presence in the market and we are recognized. We are moving into the intention to provide solution. And Brush made several acquisitions and developed several kinds of solutions. And I would like just to give you a very quick snapshot about some of the solutions that we have available. So the first two you see on the left-hand side are relevant upgrade of existing substation, where we actually implement transformer change up to 132 kV, or we actually implement change of main circuit breakers for high voltage. So this is stuff for very high voltage, it's stuff for power generation, and we have been demonstrated to be pretty good into it. But we also worked on the implementation of LV and HV, low voltage and high voltage infrastructure into hospitals, for instance. And we have quite a good record, not just these two hospitals. One is the St. Mary Hospital, where we implemented a 1000 kV voltage standby generator with all the relevant HV and LV solution, but also the complete upgrade at Hillingdon Hospital, where we were able to provide the full upgrade of the high voltage and low voltage infrastructure, making use of our products as well. We are actually a company working for the energy transition, the electrification. So we also got into the EV charging station. That is something that is getting more and more, I would say, impactful around the world. I'm actually in Hong Kong, and I can see what is happening in Hong Kong, where around 30-35% of the cars there are being now converted into electrical vehicles. So we implemented a solution in which we are able to provide the full infrastructure necessary for an electric vehicle charging point. Quickly, other kind of solution we have are relevant. This is quite interesting, actually. In the transportation sector, we are able to implement signaling equipment rooms as well as equipment switch rooms as a complete solution for substation into railways or underground implementation. There is not a name in this one, but this is in the center, is a nice, is Beckles. This one is a station where we were providing the full upgrade of the substation, making use of a full solution kind of approach. And then, just to go back into the first thing that we presented, we are always keen to provide upgrade into substation. So we are in the 132, 33 kV substation in EMI, where we provided we provided a full upgrade from the old to the new substation. And also in Morrison, we provided actually a full scope of work in which we were able to upgrade the 11 kV to 415 volt system that was at the base of the support of the station. So this was just a snapshot because of the first time you're here. We are planning to come back with more solution and detail because we understand what is your interest, and we'll be glad to get your feedback about what you're interested in. But our main point is that we are focused on electrification because of electrification is the main driver for the decarbonization, the net zero, something that everybody is talking about, and that now Indonesia is embracing as well very much. I was discussing with Pak Titik about the fact that you open a carbon credit market now in Indonesia. That means that whatever you're going to be actually generating in terms of carbon offset and carbon credit is going to have a value. This is going to be an incredible kind of propeller for the further electrification of Indonesia. So thank you very much for hosting us in this event. I just would like to give you a suggestion. In our website, we have a very interesting page that is relevant, all the specification, data sheet, white paper, specific case studies and projects that we have. I think that if you go into that website, you're going to have quite an abundance of information about what we have done, and probably you'll come out with many more questions. So thank you for your attention again, and we are available to many questions, and the same Bambang can reply to all the one in Bahasa. Thanks. Thank you.
Ya, terima kasih para hadirin sekalian. Masih sama sesi selanjutnya. Barangkali ada pertanyaan, monggo. Atau sudah paham betul sepertinya ya Pak Bambang ya dari rekan-rekan hadirin sekalian ini. Mari masih kita tunggu ini pertanyaannya. Atau dari rekan Pak Bambang mau ada kasih pertanyaan Pak ke hadirin Pak? Pak Irfan mungkin ada pertanyaan Pak?
Thank you Pak Sandro. I have question about the repairing of transformer, Pak. My question is, you have facility in ASEAN, or if we need some refurbishment of big transformer, you should be sent to UK, or you can do on-site or whatever? Maybe we need your advice for that.
Hi. So, service support is global. So, depending on the severity of the repair that's required, then that would depend on what we would need to do in terms of removing from site, replacing, or there would be certainly an evaluation process that takes place first of all. And then I guess that diagnostic or that feasibility study would be carried out. But I think the important thing is that the service department that we have is global. It operates 24/7. We can activate certain service level agreements if you like. But for sure, something we might want to look at in terms of partnerships again throughout the world. It would be good to, if we need to remove things off site, to do it locally rather than shipping it back to the UK.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Next question for DC switchgear, Pak. As far as I know, the application of DC switchgear not only for railway, the other thing is for smelter mining, called smelter. Because at the moment, government boost to every company have to have facility to make it smelter in Indonesia. As far as I know, they have a lot of DC current, isn't it? That's your product is applied for mining or only for railway application? That's my question.
It's an applicable solution for everything, right? Yeah, I mean, it's no problem. Yeah.
So can be applied for this application in mining, smelter, or something like that? Okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
Baik, terima kasih Pak. Ada pertanyaan lagi dari hadirin sekalian, teman-teman? Baik, kalau sudah tidak ada pertanyaan lagi, mungkin untuk sesi kali ini kita sudahi. Terima kasih banyak untuk Pak Mr. Sandro, thank you so much, Mr. Rightpool, thank you so much, dan Pak Bambang, terima kasih banyak.